Hello, today is the anniversary of a catastrophic fire at King's Cross Station, where in 1987 a dropped match set fire to the escalators and 31 people died and a lot more were injured. After about a year, most of the deceased had been identified, but there was one who remained a puzzle, and he became known as Body 115. All the normal procedures had been ceased because it was felt to be no use pursuing any further investigation, but Inspector Ian Wilkinson was determined to fathom out who this Body 115 was. And eventually, 17 years later, in 2004, after the discovery of new forensic techniques enabled them to create a plaster cast of his face from his skull, it came down to two families who recognized this person as their father, and eventually it was discovered which one it was because a Japanese clip had been discovered, clip had been discovered inside his head, which identified him as Alexander William Fallon. He had been very distraught after his marriage broke up and he became homeless. He did keep in touch with his daughters from Sleeping Rough in London, but of course they heard no more after that night in 1987. It impressed me, the determination of Inspector Wilkinson to discover who this person was. It seemed to really matter to him. Other people thought he was foolish even to consider being able to find out his identity, but he pursued it, and over 17 years he explored lost property that wasn't picked up, people who reported their loved ones as lost at that time, followed all sorts of leads to try and find out who this Body 115 was. And it struck me as a symbol, a reminder of how instinctive it is among us human beings to really value each individual person, whether alive or dead. I was hearing recently of a family where a couple, the mother and the stepfather of a 50-year-old disabled person, have to lift him every time he needs to go to the loo, from his chair to the loo, and so they're completely tied down to caring for this person who, though clearly very happy, yet can't really communicate very much at all, and is obviously severely disabled. We have this instinctive desire in us to recognise the value of each individual person, however insignificant they may be, however unlikely it is that they're able to contribute much to society. These things don't matter. We have an urge to take each person seriously, and that was what I think drove Inspector Wilkinson, not just a desire that a bereaved family or a family that didn't know it was bereaved should be able to receive the news and be able decently to dispose of their loved one's remains. It wasn't just that, it was a respect for this person, and that Body 115 was no adequate description of a human being.